And attacking the army chief seems to have become the latest fashion now. Joining the anti-General Rawat brigade, I have an author and historian who has dared to question the army chief's character. Now, Ramachandra Guha may just be doing the usual attention-seeking behavior. Probably he is. We suspect he is. Some of his pronouncements on Twitter, you'd often get the sense that all that Ram Guha wants is a little attention. But I have a few questions to him and his lobby. Let's debate.
Five months after these despicable comments by senior netas, there's a new entrant to the anti-army brigade.
Ramachandra Guha's blog post has certainly created a furor in which he has said in a sarcastic way that the army chief's remarks may have been out of place but certainly not out of character, accusing the army chief, General Bipin Rawat, of making public statements that clearly go beyond his brief.
Guha's comments have caused a massive outrage across the country, with army generals furious about the historian's allegations and him questioning the credibility of the institution itself.
He is not General Rawat. He is head of the family. He is head of army. He has to represent every aspect which affects the morale or concerns of army. So if he is trying to express the sentiments of rank and file of Indian Army as of today, that Field Marshal Cariappa should be awarded Bharat Ratna, where's the harm?
See, Mr. Guha is part of the leftist elite. This leftist elite has a fixed mindset. And that mindset is that anything concerning with the government of India, any organ of the government of India, anything which concerns the nation's well-being should be criticized.
If every neta can recommend other netas, why can't the army chief do the same? Aren't stone pelters anti-national when there's clear evidence of them getting support from Pakistan? And more importantly, what's wrong in the army chief sending an uncompromising tough message to enemies on both sides of the border? A Republic TV report.
Okay, so Sunit Chopra, what's wrong with what the army chief said? Army chief said that that General Cariappa, Field Marshal Cariappa should get Bharat Ratna. It's a good thing he said that. Ram Guha, who wants a little attention, he says that the chief's utterances have damaged the credibility of the Indian army. What is wrong if the army chief, who has served for 39 years in uniform, his contribution to the country has been far greater than that of a little-known author, makes public his opinion? How is he damaged the credibility of the Indian army? Debate is open, please. Yeah.
Every Indian citizen, we are in a democracy. Every Indian citizen is equal. Just because I have the name of a general in an army that is basically a professional army, it's not a democratic people's army, right?
What do you mean?
So they have a limit.
No, what do you mean? Don't give me these Chinese jingoisms.
Yes.
Don't give me Chinese jingoisms. What do you mean? Professional army, not a democratic army, not a people's army. What are you talking about?
Not Chinese. Let me tell you.
You're an Indian citizen, not a Chinese citizen. Not yet. Yeah, thank you. Sunit Chopra, I don't understand you anymore.
No. There was a man called Chandar Singh Garwali who refused to fire
Arnab,
in Peshawar
excuse
when
me.
the British tried to make a Hindu-Muslim thing. Even Indira Gandhi came to pay her respect.
For God's sake, we are talking of General Rawat and Field Marshal Cariappa.
He said the army should be fighting on the border. It should not be shooting on the Indian people.
I don't understand what the army chief has been. I don't know what the army chief said. I think Ram Guha and pseudos like him do not essentially pseudo liberals like Ram Guha essentially don't like the Indian army.
Can I please come in? Otherwise, we'll have a harangue and a monologue.
Yeah, go on.
From Beijing.
I am saying
thank you.
pseudo-liberals
Excuse me, kindly give somebody else a chance.
And it is the hate which shows.
Okay.
That's all right. GD Bakshi is on the debate.
Arnab.
GD Bakshi is on the debate.
Arnab, kindly.
GD Bakshi.
Okay, Arnab, what I'd like to state is that this man, this self-confessed historian, has not only attacked the army chief, and tried to give him a shut up call. This man has lampooned Field Marshal Kipar Karyappa, first army chief. He has set himself up as a judge of his tactical acumen. What does this man know about the military? Field Marshal Karyappa was not just the first chief of the Indian Army. He was the man who led the Indian Army to victory in Hyderabad. In 5 days flat, our tanks had reached the state capital, the capital of that so-called country then, and the Nizam's forces had surrendered. It was the first surrender in independent India's history that we had induced. Then he went on to J&K, which is the longest war that you have ever fought. Kipar Karyappa got 2/3 of that area freed. And he would have taken the balance 1/3 had Nehru not gone sniveling to the United Nations.
Taslim Ramani, what does a person like, the problem with the jack of all trades? One second. First of all, the problem with the jack of all trades like... One second, sir, let me complete my point. I'm just making a point. Problem with a jack of all trades like Ram Guha is that he thinks he knows about anthropology, he doesn't. He thinks he knows about cricket, he knows a little bit, perhaps. Now he thinks he knows about the army too. Tomorrow he'll say, I know more about the weather. The fact of the matter is, what does he says that why should Thimaiya not get the Bharat Ratna and why should Karyappa get the Bharat Ratna? Does he know more about the army? Does he know more about the army than General Rawat? He doesn't. Why doesn't he keep his mouth shut? He's saying on his thing, how did Rawat open his mouth? I would say, how did Ram Guha open his mouth on military matters? What does Ram Guha know? What does Ram Guha know about military matters? The army chief has served the country for 39 years in uniform. How does... Come on, sir. How does a semi-academician know about military matters? Does he know more about military matters? 1 second, Jal Jaswal. Okay, Taslim Ramani, then Jal Jaswal.
Nobody is jack of all, nor you nor me. None of us is a jack of all, but everybody
I can't hear Taslim.
Right for their own aspersion and assertions. The beauty of Indian Army is that this is an apolitical organ of Indian democracy, and it must remain apolitical if we want to keep our army as a decorative force of the Indian government. But we have seen that for last so many years, particularly the last 2 decades, every officer, very
sir, if every citizen is
coming
equal,
out after retirement.
If every citizen is equal,
they are joining the Bharatiya Janata Party.
I'm sorry, if every citizen is equal, then why doesn't General Rawat have the same rights as Ram Guha? 1 second, I think you're getting your facts wrong. You're getting your facts wrong. It's got nothing about the BJP or the Congress. It is about the constant and unsparing attacks on the army. The problem is that people like Ram Guha have a problem. People like Ram Guha have a problem. People like you have a problem. People like Sunit Chopra have a problem with the army per se. Why don't you admit it? General Jaswal, on the debate. Everyone on the debate, please. General Jaswal is going next.
Can I come in? Mr. Taslim Rahman.
Politicization of army.
Mr. Taslim Rahman.
Indian democracy.
Mr. Rahman, you have spoken. Kindly give time to others. Kindly, please. First of all, our chief is a very fine soldier who carries a medal on his body. He is a wounded guy. Highly professional. People who do not understand the army, they have started commenting on the army and it's become a fashion. What do the people know about army?
But we do understand.
We conduct ourselves with absolute professionalism. Just a sec.
We understand.
Just a second.
The train is going on.
Just a second. I'm not part of any political party. Sorry. Mr. Rahmani, have the decency. Mr. Rahmani, kindly have some decency.
Mr. Rahmani, when General Jaswal is speaking, kindly don't interrupt. This is a very serious situation because the person in question, who is probably an academic jack of all trades, is constantly making comments on everyone, not the first time. Continue, please, General Jaswal. Continue.
Please.
Continue, sir.
Please, kindly. Second statement. I think it is too strong a statement to make that all retired generals are joining the BJP
We were apolitical, and most of us are apolitical. We want things in our country above everything else. Now, Mr. Guha, he doesn't understand anything about our chief. He is well within his right to recommend. He's not questioning the government. Why has he not been given? He is saying he should be given, considered. So how are you questioning him? I recommend, it's a statement that in any country which does not respect its soldiers, well, it is heading for doom. And now there is a brigade which has come up. They are criticizing the army at the drop of a hat.
Suman.
I heard a while ago Kadri
Arnab.
saying, what right does he have to talk on stone pelters? Well, okay, Suman, please, kindly. I think he wants you to go up. Kindly go ahead.
Yeah.
Kindly go ahead. I don't interrupt.
Yeah. Arnab, I just want to make one point. Now, I don't think we should see this as a insult to the army.
Why
or
not?
The
Of
army
course,
chief.
it's an insult.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
what Mr.
I'm
Guha
sorry
is
if someone were to
questioning
say.
is- no,
If
one
someone
minute,
were to
one
say.
minute.
If someone
He
were
is
to say. I'm
questioning-
sorry. I'm
No, no.
sorry. Now
If
let
you
me
look
say
at
this.
procedures,
Let me say this.
previous army
Let me
chiefs
say
have
this.
not spoken out
Suman.
like this.
Suman.
That's all.
This
He's
fellow.
just
This
pointing out the
gentleman
procedures.
Ram Guha.
Arnab, he's
One
pointing
second,
out the
Sumant.
procedures.
Sumant, the problem with you
No,
guys is
you have a
that you
problem
place
with Ram
people
Guha,
on a
Arnab. That's a
pedestal
different issue.
and then you lose your own sense of reason in questioning them.
No,
I do not have
I'm
your
not-
blind faith. I do
I'm
not have
I'm
your
not
blind
placing
faith
anybody
because
on
I'm
a
not
pedestal.
part of your
I'm
pseudo-liberal
only asking
circuit
you a
in
question.
individuals who
How
I put on a
many-
pedestal.
no, no. How
I say
often-
loudly that you may
how
be an
often-
academic jack of
how
all
often-
trades, but you have no
how
right to
often a
question the
previous
character of
army
my army
chief-
chief. One second. Now what does he say, Ram Guha? Listen,
So
listen,
who are the
Sumant.
previous army chiefs who have-
Listen
who
to
have
me,
made
please.
recommendations in
Please
public
listen to me.
presentations?
One
You
sentence
answer
will
my
set it
question.
right
You
for
answer
you.
my question.
He says, Ram Guha says, General Rawat's remarks
You're not answering
may
my
have
question.
been out of place, but they were not certainly out of character. In other words, he is passing a judgment, Prafulla Ketkar, he is passing a judgment on the character of the Indian Army chief. I would say loudly, who the hell is Ram
just saying
Guha
that he's
to
being
who the hell is Ram Guha to pass judgments on the character of our army chief, who while serving in the United Nations was twice awarded the Force Commander's Commendation? Has Ram Guha got an award like that? Who is Ram Guha to pass judgments on the character of our army chief, who was awarded the Sword of Honor at the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun? Can he compare his service to the nation? Does Ram Guha, no, I'm sorry, there has to be a limit, sir. And Ram Guha has crossed the limit this time. Who is he? And what if I were to say, what if I were to say, what if I were to say it equally, what if I were to say, the operational word is if, that Ram Guha's comments, though drenched with an ounce of insanity, may have been out of place, but they were certainly not out of character, then Ram Guha would be terribly offended and say, you are calling me insane and you are saying I'm characterless? Oh, I who sit right up there on a pedestal of the pseudo-liberal lobby cannot be spoken to like this.
Arnab,
But you, the
know
army
very
chief,
well
can be
out of
abused.
character-
No, GD Bakshi,
out
it
of
is questioning his
character does
character.
not mean the character
You
of
have
the
no,
person.
what is this?
Of course.
Prafulla Ketkar.
Arnab, please go and read up the.
This is
read up the
perfectly
meaning of
in
the
tune
word, of
with
term,
the
out of
character of Nehruian intellectuals, the left liberal intellectuals who claim legacy over, who call themselves as
go
legacy
and
of
read up the
Nehru.
meaning of
You know,
out of
Nehru was
character.
always suspicious about our armed forces, and that's why he always dictated, and Cariappa was the person who stood for armed forces, and that's why perhaps Ram Guha is, taking this statement so sensitively. See, I have three problems with his argument. First, he has reduced Field Marshal Cariappa and General Thimaiya to the reductionist level. He has reduced them to the regional identity. And secondly, he has questioned the strategic acumen of our entire armed forces when he questioned not only about
Yeah,
the
Taslim,
stone
Taslim,
pelters,
Taslim,
but
Taslim.
also the comments about
Tanveer,
you and
Taslim.
the
He has
half-French war.
evolved.
What does he know? What does
Same
he
is
know?
the objection.
He
that-
can speak
that
about
General
cricket,
Rawat
he can
has
speak about
promoted
literature,
the
he
regional
can comment on
sentiments.
politics, he
Regional
can-
sentiments.
Tanveer Ahmed, Tanveer Ahmed is on the bed. Tanveer Ahmed, Tanveer. Tanveer Ahmed.
At a particular.
Tanveer Ahmed.
General Cariappa.
What kind
General
of intellectuals are these?
General Cariappa is certainly a very decorated son of India and a very proud son of Karnataka, and we are really proud that
Sir, Field Marshal Cariappa. I am sorry, Field Marshal Cariappa. Field Marshal Cariappa, not General Cariappa.
He
Sorry.
has a problem with the general
Yes,
who
Field
is
Marshal
recommending
Cariappa, Field
Bharat
Marshal-
Ratna to the
No,
Field Marshal.
Field Marshal Cariappa, but I would
Pandit
dare
Nehru
this government.
recommended Bharat
I would
Ratna to
dare this
himself.
government to
Ram
give
Guha
Bharat
doesn't have a
Ratna.
problem
I
with
would
that
dare this
legacy.
government to give Bharat Ratna to Field Marshal Cariappa rather than playing politics in the name of Field Marshal Cariappa.
Who's playing politics? Giri Bakshi.
What is the
Today,
Shazia
we all
Elmi.
know that,
Shazia Elmi.
problem?
Shazia Elmi, who's playing politics?
It is certainly
Yes,
BJP which is
This
playing
lobby is
politics.
playing politics. Shazia Elmi.
BJP
Who's playing politics
I think
here?
it's very. I read the entire. Yeah, this. You. I think you said it. There is a lobby. There is a lobby at work. This is a lobby that has remained in power for a long time. It consists of left liberals bleeding hearts.
Here in Karnataka,
And this is the same
today we
argument.
all are
When the
getting
surgical
these
strikes happened, let me finish.
Just
Let me
because
finish.
of the
Tanveer, 1 minute.
elections
Tanveer, 1 minute. Tanveer, 1 minute. When the surgical strikes happened, what did this lobby have to say? When our chief admired the courage of Major Gogoi, what did this lobby have to say? We know what Sanjay Nirupam had to say and Sandeep Dixit about the same army chief. And it is the same lobby.
It was
It is
cowardice.
the same lobby
And I
again
said it then.
that is questioning the character of our army chief.
And
it
I
is most
said no.
unbecoming and very sad that army
This is
chief
cowardice.
is being questioned, and most of
It's a
us will
disgrace
not take it.
to the
We
great
will not
Indian
take
army.
it. We do not accept
You have
it.
brought it down
Absolutely.
to this
So it is
dirty
disgraceful
level.
how all of you are defending this. He has every right to praise his predecessor, who's a national icon.
All right. GD Bakshi. GD Bakshi.
We grew
GD
up
Bakshi.
reading stories on
no,
legends.
excuse me.
So please,
Shakil Zaman Ansari.
I know you hate the BJP.
Shakil Zaman Ansari.
Please tell me. No. Please.
No, Shakil Zaman Ansari.
How many previous?
अर्नब
armies-
एक
शकील
मिनट
जमान
मुझे
अंसारी।
बोलने दीजिए आप
बोलिए, बोलिए।
जरा
हेलो,
प्लीज
हेलो।
बोलने दीजिए
Arnab, can I please say something?
इंडिया
एक
शकील जमान पहले।
आप जरा एक मिनट चुपिए, मुझे बोलने दीजिए, एक मिनट बोलने दीजिए।
नहीं, ये बताइए आपको आर्मी चीफ के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
आजादी के बाद
आपको आर्मी चीफ के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
पड़ोस में आप देख लीजिए कि किस तरह से
आजकल कांग्रेस हमेशा आर्मी के खिलाफ क्यों है?
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
क्या प्रॉब्लम है कांग्रेस पार्टी को आर्मी के साथ?
Arnab, one Congress gentleman calls the army chief a gully ka gunda. This man tries to give him a shut-up call.
और आर्मी का जो ये शेप बनाया है ना, ये कांग्रेस ने ही ये शेप बनाया है। और आर्मी एक हिंदुस्तान की सीना तान के कह सकती है, उसका सर फख्र से ऊंचा रहता है। ये हमारे पॉलिटिकल विल की वजह से है, लेकिन हम पाकिस्तानी आर्मी की तरह इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी में नहीं इंटरफेयर कर सकते।
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? प्लीज संभाल के, प्लीज हद पार मत कीजिए। आप अपनी सेना को पाकिस्तानी की सेना के साथ कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते। जीडी बख्शी
कहते हैं जैसे आर्मी के
आप ये कंपैरिजन मत कीजिए,
तैयार नहीं,
कतई मत कीजिए।
हमको ये सुनने को तैयार नहीं।
अवार्ड मिलता है, उस अवार्ड को मिलता रहता है।
एक्सक्यूज मी, दिस इज द लिमिट। एक आदमी सड़क का गुंडा बोलता है, दूसरा शटअप कॉल देने लगता है, और आप पाकिस्तान की फौज के साथ मिला रहे हैं।
हिंदुस्तान के लिए एक सर फख्र से ऊंचा है, और हिंदुस्तान की आर्मी को आप नीचे दिखाने की कोशिश नहीं कीजिए।
क्योंकि आपकी फौज ने आपको बचा के रखा है, और ये चिल्लाने का आपको मौका दिया है।
अलग अलग हैं, और उनको फौज के साथ फील्ड मार्शल का अवार्ड दिया जाता है। आर्मी को वो सबसे बड़ा अवार्ड है, कोई भी सिविलियन अवार्ड से कम नहीं होता है फील्ड मार्शल का अवार्ड। और इस नाम पे आप राजनीति करने की कोशिश करते हैं।
आप फिर ये बताइए कि राजीव गांधी को क्यों मिला?
राजनीति
को क्यों मिला?
बराबर का हिस्सा है।
राजीव गांधी को क्यों मिला?
बराबर का हिस्सा है।
इंदिरा गांधी को मिला, जवाहरलाल नेहरू को मिला, सरदार पटेल। आप पहले ये समझने की कोशिश कीजिए कि आप ये पहले माफी मांगिए कि आपने अपने सेना को पाकिस्तानी सेना के साथ कंपेयर किया है।
और डिफेंस के लिए डिफेंस का अवार्ड होता है और डिफेंस का सबसे बड़ा अवार्ड फील्ड मार्शल का अवार्ड होता है।
अरे साहब, डिफेंस के लिए पद्म भूषण मिला है कि नहीं?
के लिए
डिफेंस के लिए डिफेंस का अवार्ड होता है। एटलीस्ट ही शुड रीड बिफोर ही कम्स टू स्पीक ऑन दिस प्रोग्राम। पद्म भूषण मिला नहीं?
नहीं, पद्म भूषण
फील्ड मार्शल सैम मानेकशॉ को
क्या है? आप
तो फिर वो सिविलियन अवार्ड नहीं था?
बोलिए, आर्मी
सेना के लिए सेना का अवार्ड। एक्सक्यूज मी, ये बगैर पढ़े लिखे, बगैर सोचे कुछ आप ऐसे ही अनाप शनाप बोल रहे हैं। एक्सक्यूज मी, आप प्लीज सुनिए।
जनरल जसवाल,
अर्नब, दीज पीपल,
आप ये समझिए।
ठीक है साहब, एक मिनट। अर्नब, मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि आप जब से एनडीए आई है उन्होंने ये पूरा प्रोसीजर डेमोक्रेटाइज किया है। कोई भी भारतीय सिटीजन इंटरनेट पे जाकर नेशनल अवार्ड्स के लिए किसी भी भारतीय को रेकमेंड कर सकता है। क्या आप जानते हैं? आप प्लीज सुन लीजिए। अरे भाईजान, सुन लीजिए। कोई भी भारतीय नागरिक इंटरनेट पे जाकर, कोई भी भारतीय नागरिक इंटरनेट पे जाकर किसी दूसरे भारतीय नागरिक को
नेहरू से
नेशनल अवार्ड के लिए रेकमेंड कर सकता है। अगर कोई सिटीजन कर सकता है तो आर्मी चीफ क्यों नहीं?
आर्मी 1-2 साल और 2.5 साल में नहीं बन सकती है। ये शक्तिशाली आर्मी आजादी के बाद से आज तक शक्ति देने के बाद वो आज
तो उसको बनाया फील्ड मार्शल करियप्पा जैसों ने। आप क्यों उनको गाली देने पे तुले हैं आज? नहीं बन सकती।
Can I have everyone?
कोई नहीं गाली देने को है, उनको सर फख्र से ऊंचा है। आप उनको डिमोरलाइज करने के आर्मी के सबसे
I request you to have everyone on the screen.
If every Indian today has the right to get on the internet,
can I? You know what? Today is a very
and recommend anybody for a national
very
award.
sad day. Prafulla Ketkar and Sumant. 1 second. We are being told, an academic comes and says that the Indian Army chief should not open his mouth. An academic, a semi-academic comes and says that an Indian Army chief should not open his mouth. This is the limit. What does he want the Army chief to do?
Can I come in?
General Jaswal, please. General Jaswal, Sunit Chopra. General Jaswal and Sumant Raman.
Mr. Guha's
Mr. Chopra, Mr. Chopra, can I speak? Mr. Chopra, I request you. I request you, Mr. Chopra.
They have a problem, General recommending Bharat Ratna to the field marshal.
Mr. Chopra.
That is the problem.
General Jaswal and Sumant Raman, please. Thank you.
Please.
Can I have General
No, there is no
Jaswal
problem
and
in
Sumant
that.
Raman, please. Thank you.
Please, kindly. Please. Thank you so much. मेरे सबसे पहला सवाल ये है कि ये लोग कौन सी लॉबी है, इनका क्या हक है कि चीफ के स्टेटमेंट को क्वेश्चन करें? ये एक चीफ जो है गवर्नमेंट के नीचे है, अगर गवर्नमेंट क्वेश्चन करे तो बात दूसरी है। ये दूसरे जो हैं ये लॉबी है, इनका एक हॉबी है to criticize anything and everything. Like General Bakshi said, they even branded the chief as Sadak ka Gunda.
Yeah.
Is this what our tehzeeb? Is this what the respect we give to our army? These lobbyists who are there, they have no right to comment on the chief.
We are not living
They
in a
should
military
introspect themselves and
sorry
then
to say,
comment.
Sir, I'm
They have
sorry
no
to
right.
say, I highly condemn your statement. It's a condemnable statement.
The government can question him, not you.
Democracy, we can speak about any institution of the country.
If we are a democracy, the government can question the chief, not you. He is not under you. He is not under you.
Alone? We can speak.
He is under the government.
We are allowed.
If he makes a statement, you protest to the government. You please protest to the government.
Institution of the
then they will check him.
Now we can.
My dear friend, I want to ask you one thing. If there is logic in your statement, you can criticize. When it is an agenda to become critical, it's not acceptable.
I think
just not acceptable.
I agree. No, I agree.
You raise the issue with the government will ask the chief.
Criticize the army chief.
I think,
but at the same time,
Sumant,
you cannot say nobody should comment at all about the army chief.
Sumant, I'm going to, Sumant, Shazia, 1 second, Shazia is responding. Shazia, yes, Shazia.
You know, I don't understand.
Shazia.
Have previous
I want to say one
army
thing.
chief to say that nobody should speak about the army chief. Nobody should disrespect.
One second.
Shazia.
Sanjay Nirupam says questions the surgical strikes.
Bharat Ratna. I know they
Sanjay
are going to do that, but they would
just 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Sir,
Shazia, please, Shazia.
Sir, give me 20 seconds.
Shazia,
please. बोलने का मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रही है बात. For the life of me, I cannot understand what is happening. For the life of me, I don't understand why Sanjay Nirupam first questions the surgical strikes. Sandeep Dixit calls him Sadak Ka Gunda. When he praises Major Gogoi, all of them get together and call him all kinds of names. And now to come to this, the lobby which is at work is actually defending Mr. Guha at this point of time.
This lobby I'll close tonight because I'm short of time. I'm going to debate this once again tomorrow, and I have I can say it absolutely clearly without any prevarication that this lobby hates General Rawat because General Rawat was the person who gave Major Litul Gogoi an open commendation. This lobby does not like a strong and confident Indian Army represented by General Rawat, and we invited a poll on this subject. We'll take it forward tomorrow and I'll show you the results of the Samsung video wall. And our question was very simple tonight. If every Neta can recommend other Netas, can't the Army Chief do the same? And the results are overwhelmingly for the Army Chief General Rawat. We'll take this debate forward. There is a lobby which essentially hates the Indian Army. We'll take them on tomorrow. And tonight, and only for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, great being the news to you. Following the story of Haryana and questioning Khattar, once again, a lot more coming up. I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.